Boom. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So, I want to talk about a little problem, just a little problem, a little itty bitty problem that has, or it was once a little problem, but it's not so much of a little problem anymore. Actually, it's grown into quite the large issue. And so, before I say tell you guys what it is, and if you saw the thumbnail, then you probably already have a little bit of idea. If you're in the Telegram chat or one of them, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But for the people that aren't, before I tell you guys what I'm talking about, and before we actually talk about it, I'm going to explain to you guys why I'm talking about this today in particular. So, somebody, Fido, which by the way, self.hustle on YouTube, if you guys want to go subscribe to his channel, he's got a lot of good coding tutorial videos. He put an article in our chat earlier this morning, and it was basically kind of talking about like how all the old and not so old Telegram crypto channels have become kind of like just so barren, desolate, and empty, except they are filled with one thing. They're filled with one thing right now, okay? And what that one thing is bots. I don't know if I can even say the word, but you know, guys, I actually looked on YouTube to make sure that I wasn't going to get a violation or a strike or something like that for committing bad speak by talking about this. And it seems like other people were talking about this as well. So I'll just use the word bots, attack of the bots. All right. So that kind of like in the last maybe 2-3 months in the channel, there's been a lot of people talking about bots. I know I was in there quite a few times talking about bots and how I was like, hey, like I'm kind of noticing like a little uptick in like excessive bot interactions. Is anyone else noticing that as well? And pretty much the consensus was like, yeah, everyone else is kind of noticing this as well. And it's okay. So bots, they're not like a new thing, right? This is the weird part. They're not so much of a new thing, but for whatever reason, lately in recent times, they've kind of seemed like they're getting a little out of hand. Cody Moose and Who says, we've got a larger problem, sir. Did you buy PooCoin? I will buy PooCoin soon. I will buy. Did you buy PooCoin? Sir, you buy PooCoin? Bots are everywhere. Yeah, they are. And they kind of always have been, right? And we're going to talk about that tonight. I have some statistics to show you guys that, quite frankly, alarmed me. But, you know, nothing is strange anymore in 2022. Spin Doctor in Hoos, robot emoji. Yep. All right, so this problem, guys, it seems to kind of not just be a problem on like YouTube, the platform I'm on right now. It's also on pretty much all of social media. Okay, even in chat applications like Telegram, WhatsApp, even personal phone messages. Okay, I've been getting a lot of that lately, and I mean a lot. And I know people in the group have gotten the same exact thing, like through like literally getting access to your actual phone number. There's a couple ways that they can do that, right? Especially if you're getting these interactions on Telegram and you sign up to Telegram with your phone number, then it's publicly visible. Everyone can see it, right? So you probably should hide that. But anyway, I'm sure there's some other ways as well. And yeah, 2022, with all the advances of technology, you would think that this would be getting like a little bit less problematic, right? In particular, I would say that I would think this would be less problematic because in the last couple of years, what have we seen? We've seen platforms like the one that we're on right now, one that I'm on right now, broadcasting to you guys, like very easily find and track down anybody that was committing kind of like no speak, basically being able to CNS star people, like just remove people that are talking, saying things live on the air or on social media that they probably shouldn't say, right? And I don't think that that's all been done through an algorithm. I think a lot of that's been done like, you know, with actual like staff at these companies, like going and do it themselves. But regardless, they can go ahead and do that, right? Like they can go remove people who are out talking, right, about things that maybe they don't want them to talk about or they shouldn't be talking about on the internet, but they can't do anything about these bots. Now, all right, like you can make the argument and we're gonna get into this tonight too. You can make the argument that like, hey, there's just way too many of them. But a lot of them are kind of like, hey, this is obviously a bot, so this should be like an obvious removal of. Well, obviously, just ban them. That's what I would think would be solving the issue is to just ban them. But no, in 2022, if you guys are alive in this year and you have a pulse, I'm sure that you've had a couple of interactions with these so-called bots. Okay, and we've had bots for years, right? I know if you guys remember way back in like 2012, 2013, 2014, there was an increasingly large amount of like bots on things like video games, like multiplayer online video games, like Call of Duty. That was like a big thing, and apparently they had solved that issue. Although I don't really play games anymore, so I'm not really in the know. So if I'm wrong about this, apologies. Please correct me. But apparently they solved that problem, and now all of a sudden there's these like omnipotent AI bots that are getting even worse and worse in video games. So, and it wasn't just with the video games; it was obviously with social media, Instagram, and stuff like that as well. And they kind of like took a hiatus. I really didn't have, I don't think hardly any bot interaction from like 2014 to maybe like 2018, 2019, maybe even 2020. And if it was a bot, I mean, I probably was having bot interactions. I just didn't know that yet at the time. Okay. In fact, I actually can prove that I'm sure at least a percentage of them were, and we're going to talk about that tonight with some statistics. However, guys, I've noticed in the last few months, not only have the amount or the quantity of bot interactions have been increasingly problematic, but also like the complexity of these things. They've gotten a little bit quote unquote better as well. Okay, so let me give you guys let me show you guys something right here. Let me show you guys a little example of one that was on a YouTube channel, and I'm just going to play this for you guys real quick. Well, really not play the whole video, but hold on, guys. Let me show you guys the creepiness going on here. All right, so I'm showing this guy because this is just some guy that I watch regularly. Okay, this is Eric Crown. This is Eric Crown Crypto. If you don't like him, sorry. If you like him, great. Either way. However, I do know that this dude has a bot problem. Okay, because I follow him on Instagram. All right, and like every third day, so like 2 times a week, I get a clone, a scammer and or bot clone of his account, like following me. And it's like I have like 8 of these dudes following me now. So I know that it's not the original guy because Eric would have zero. Eric has no idea that it exists, right? He would never follow me. And they're obviously fakes. He talks about it on his channel all the time. He's like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. But okay, so here's how I found this evidence today. I just literally went on his channel, clicked the videos, and scrolled down, clicked the first video. And the first video I saw, guys, no lie, there's bot fuckery in it. Okay, so let me show you guys this right here. I think this is probably a bot because I've seen this. It's always and then this like left caret thing. So for now we'll pretend that Shelton Benjamin is a real person. Okay. Now Bruce Potter from 1 month ago says, despite the economic turndown, I'm so happy. I've been earning 60,000 returns for my 7,000 investment every 13 days. 51 likes. Okay. So this is a bot. All right. This is, I promise you guys, this is a bot. I can't give you guys tangible, sufficient evidence that goes beyond any reasonable doubt that this is a bot. But if you guys go to any one of these like finance or crypto channels, they all have a comment. And first of all, the way that the wording of it flows, it just sounds kind of off, right? But they're always talking about this. Hey, the markets are bad, but I'm so happy that I've earned X dollar amount return on my X dollar amount investment. It's basically the same exact like carbon copy pasta, right? And it has 51 likes. So I don't know if that's bots liking that too. And then also like I don't know, but anyway, the same thing here. Juliana McCarthy. I can guarantee you that little old Juliana McCarthy is not like doesn't care about crypto. Probably doesn't know what crypto is. Says the same thing. So they're talking about she's got a return on investment of $6,000, and she had $37,000 500 profit, and then there's like the amount of days, and it's just worded, it's constructed a little bit differently, right? So here, talking about crash, okay, blah blah blah, the economy drop off, okay, economy drop off, all right, amount of returns, okay, and then the initial investment, all right. A time period, so 13 days on this one, a time period, 14 days on this one, right? So like they're all pretty much kind of the same. They're kind of sus. Cody Moose in the Who says, I do the triple prans, but YouTube does not like. No, they do not. Parentheses, Danielle, parentheses. Smash the like. Yes, please. Yep, when I'm a mod in other chats, the policy is yeet the bots. So I've had bots come in here too, but we actually have safeguards in place to now that they can't like come in and like say malicious words. Although every now and then someone will come in and like post like weird combinations of strings together. A Bowl of Stew says MMOs have a huge bot problem. It never went away. Yep. So I never played a lot of MMOs, Stu, but I remember that I was playing RuneScape. Like, I believe like half the fucking economy of that game is powered by bots, like farming stuff. So I'm not surprised to hear that. I was reading a lot about this today, and if you guys like Google search bots increasing or bots getting worse or just bots 2022, like pretty much the first like 5 articles are going to be like game related, and it's all over all kinds of different games I'm seeing. Spin Doctor says algo driven bots curate when you see and hear daily. Yep. Well, I don't know about you, but I blame Amber Heard. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool blaming Amber Heard. Cody says, what if the real bots were the friends we met along the way? Is this the part where I play the X-Files theme song sound clip? Reddit is supposedly 90% of bots and power users controlling them to boost their karma. Pinch nose voice. Social standing. Yeah. No, I wouldn't be surprised. You mean my boy Bruce Lee lied to me? If the subreddit you were looking for at is niche, then it's most likely humans, but if it's quote mainstream, it's mostly bots. That's probably a good, like, honestly, Stu, that's probably a good way. That's probably like a pretty solid, like, good way to differentiate if whether you're interacting with a bunch of bots too. Doesn't really like my wedding pictures on Instagram, or the sugar mama in my DMs isn't going to pay me to chat. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess we're going to have to find out, right? I guess we're going to have to find out, because something's up, guys. Something's definitely up with this. And not only is it happening in the YouTube comments, it's also happening in Instagram as well. So if you guys saw the thumbnail of the video, that is a literal example that I got from my Instagram, and I'll show you guys. Like, I think I have like 2 or 3 in there right now. To be quite honest with you guys, I've gotten so many of these that I pretty much have I put like filters on my open DMs and Instagram, and most of them get hidden, so I don't really catch them often. However, when I do, I quickly remove them. But in the last, let's see, 1 week, I got 2 of them, and you guys can check what these look like. So these are pretty standard, and this was the one that I used for the thumbnail of the video. It says, hello, just followed you. Do you know Dan Rodman, ex-engineer? He's sharing the most juicy crypto/NFT news every day. He doesn't give the financial blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just junk, right? Hey, I'm the promoter, the team, blah, 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 blah. And another thing, too, is if you go and, like, look on, like, your stories and your views, your stories, occasionally you'll see some, like, kind of, like, sketch things that people are putting in there, like, hey, like, look at my PUSS, this letter. And obviously those bots are trying to like get you to go and click somewhere, right? So you can go do something. Give me 1 second, guys. Allow me to put my curtain back so I can get the reflection removed, and then I will resume this conversation. Hold on, guys. What's up, guys? I'm Josh, or as you probably know me, eLift Program, and I'm here to talk to you about Developer Direction. What is Developer Direction, you might ask? We are the ultimate IT network and training academy. Ever heard of Fight Club? Yeah, It's kind of like that, but with more computing power. We teach and give courses just like boot camps, but that's not all. We help people actually get jobs. All right, I'm back. And speaking of, guys, it's been a hot second, but, well, not really that long. It's been like 4 weeks. But I am, for the guys that are in the group, Stu and Cody Moose and Christian Soto and whoever else is in here, Sam, et cetera, et cetera. The next course we're going to do is going to be on August 5th. I'm going to open on August 5th, and we're going to start at probably like the 12th. But if you guys wanted to know, go look at the GitHub, the DD GitHub. You guys could probably figure out what it's going to be. But anyway, back to the bots, guys, because I'm tired of it, okay? So what the fuck is going on? Like, seriously, what is going on? I was talking to Aurelian, I know, about this for a little bit, and we came up with some strange, I guess, theories that start with a C. That's what it could be. But in all honesty, guys, I think I have it narrowed down to what it is, okay? And it's not going to be the biggest surprise ever. But before I give you guys kind of like my explanation of what I think is actually going on, in my studious research today, let me show you guys what I found. So this is an article, and this is from, I want to preface this by this is from 2021, okay? Well, the article itself was from February. This article was written in February 2022, I think. But they're talking about statistics from back in 2021. So as you guys can see, the title, Bad Bot Traffic Report. Okay. Almost half of all 2021 internet traffic was not human. That's what this says. I don't know if that's like a fact, okay? But like, that's a lot. That is a lot. I don't know if I've had that many bot interactions where it's like half people that I'm interacting with. And maybe it's just not like well, obviously not maybe. It's not talking about how many interactions you have, so like half your interactions. But it is saying that half of the internet traffic is bots, okay, in 2021. So, and let's look at the numbers that they talk about. And it says bot traffic made up 42.3% of all internet activity in 2021. Up from 40% to 2020. Bad bot traffic is nearly double that of so-called, quote, good bots that perform legitimate functions such as indexing and automated responses. Okay, now I didn't catch this, or maybe I wasn't paying attention when I was reading earlier, but now they're talking about just bad bots. Then how much is it good and bad bots all combined together? I don't know. After a lull for several years, and this was talking about in 2014, what I was talking about earlier, and then bot traffic increasingly going to account takeover attempts. Now, I have seen this and I've witnessed this personally, and instead of like reading the whole thing, let me kind of like break this down for you guys, okay? Like you guys ever like, I don't have a Facebook anymore. I nuked it, but I have seen this happen to people on Facebook, and I've actually seen this happen to people on Instagram as well. Not as much as I've seen on Facebook, but if you guys do have a Facebook, or you remember, like, if in any type of like the last couple of years, if you've seen like somebody that you know kind of send you a DM on like Facebook or Instagram, and what they're like saying, it's like, that's not the person, that's not them that sent the message, right? You're like, this is obviously not you. I've known you since I was like 3 days old. What the fuck? And then maybe you've seen other people send the exact same message to you, and you start thinking to yourself, what the hell happened? But by now, most of us kind of know. It's always like, click this link, right? So what happens is somebody will get a DM from somebody that they know from their actual account, which their account was most likely like taken over by a bot or some kind of malicious actor. I don't know how much of this, guys, is actually like bots and algorithms and like people doing some work in the background too, okay? But they will click this link, and then poof, their account passwords gets changed, their credentials get changed, and then the next thing you know, they're kind of like this new node, or really they catch the virus, and then they're sending the same messages out to everyone else, right? So, and you guys might have fallen victim to this before, actually. Like maybe you actually clicked the link, and next thing you know, you can't get into your social media account anymore. And now people are like messaging you, like, "Hey, why are you DMing me weird links and stuff on my computer?" Like that's kind of how that process went, right? Or it still does go. Okay, that's a pretty common thing. That's not like I think everybody has experienced, if they haven't had their account taken over, if you were smart enough not to click the link, you guys have experienced somebody like going through this, right? You experienced somebody like DMing you something. Maybe it was someone that you know, or one of like the 5,000 friends you have on Facebook. I don't know. But I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. Christian Soto says bots are out of control. Yeah, dude. Well, that's what we're here to talk about tonight. Yes, good evening to you as well. Daniel says they're trying to get unsuspecting men with the kitty cat. Yes, indeed. Bots are an arms race, just like cybersecurity. Yeah, perhaps. Cue up the X-Files music. Good thing people call me a dog. It's all about marketing or amassing digital assets, be it games or crypto coins or attention in the form of ads, AI-generated content for the ads. It's the birthday. It's the birth of the AI economy. Good point, dude. That is one of the points that I'm actually going to make tonight. 42%. I know, it's crazy, right? Stealing session tokens was a huge problem. I remember that, dude. And if you were trying to like ban them, they would like boot you from the server, right? Like if you would ban them, you would get booted from the server. How do they even do that? I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. Profile names with typos. Yeah, they'll do, so that's another thing too, right? And this has happened to me. If you guys have followed me on Instagram, or if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, there is a link in the description box below if you want to see my Instagram. But you guys remember the fake tech chief, the two of them, I think it was three of them. And like the weird thing is they actually had some pictures on there that were archived, that I have had archived for a long time. So they either been like following for a while, or they went to like way back, whatever, time machine. And I don't know, but I mean, they're definitely like, they definitely do it right. Pegasus is scary, man. That combined with the spam bot would be bad. Yeah. I don't know. We're going to have to do something about it, though. So, okay. Good segue for Stu is like, what's actually behind all this, guys? Well, I have a few ideas. Like it's one of a couple things, okay? This is either Skynet, all right? This is either fucking Skynet that we're living in, which at this point, guys, I would not be super surprised, to be honest with you. It's either Skynet, some kind of like AI testing. So maybe like some country or some like alphabet agency is like using these bots and amassing them all over the place to see like what kind of responses they're going to get back and allow the AI to like self-learn. I don't know. That's a little far-fetched, but I mean, I guess it's possible. Or I have another idea. And before I explain to you guys this idea, do you guys know anything about alligators? Alligators, my friends, gator bait. They're like opportunistic hunters, okay? If they don't have to go out of their way to like to eat, they're not going to go out of their way. They're not going to expend a lot of energy. They're going to be using their opportunities to get fed. So if a human like comes up to an alligator, like pets it on the nose, and that seems to the alligator like an opportunistic opportunity to get some nice juicy meat without having to exert a lot of effort, well that's what they're going to do. So what does that have to do with bots? Well, like more realistically, guys, this is just scammers trying to find opportunities to make a quick buck of taking advantage of people. And I don't know, I'm not saying that the bots themselves are the scammers. Like perhaps, I mean, obviously the scammers would have to set these bot accounts up, and maybe there's some kind of like management. And maybe if it's like a high risk, high reward case, then maybe the scammer might take over and do some like speaking itself. But Some of these people, some of these bots will actually talk to you. Okay. I know if you guys have actually messaged any of them back, their responses are a lot better than they used to be, which is kind of crazy. But I have found a solution for that, guys. So just hold on one second, and I will explain to you guys what I think that you could do. But let's talk about like the development side, the programming side. So, like, what can devs do to stop this? What can we do when we're creating software to kind of stop this? Because it looks like all the software that we've been using, like the top 10 apps in the world, aren't doing the greatest job of stopping it. Well, I don't want to speak for these platforms. I don't really know what they're doing per se as far as like preventative measures. Maybe they are doing something about it. I don't know. Maybe they are. However, I do find it like a little disturbing, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, that they don't have an issue removing, I won't use the B word, removing people, content creators who commit said wrong speak, right? And that's been easily done. It has been done for a long time. But for whatever reason, they have a very hard time like removing these bots, which, you know, with the amount of people that have gotten removed from the internet as of late, I would think that it wouldn't be as problematic to do the same for at least like the obvious bot comments. So if you guys go on like YouTube comment section and you look and you see like they're trying to post a WhatsApp number or something like that, and they'll use like letter number emojis instead of the actual numbers because they know that the YouTube algorithm is going to like scoop it up and delete it, right? Except for whatever reason, like the developers couldn't like incorporate like looking for number emojis instead, or just like any kind of like anything that should even look like what's the word WhatsApp or phone number or whatever. I mean, at the very least, like they could be making like 10 different cases of what they would kind of look like, and then add a new one to it each time. I mean, it might be a little bit sloppy, but it will work, right? But what can we do if they're not going to do anything? Well, when we're writing code, guys, when we're building software, keep this kind of stuff in mind, because it looks like these platforms devs are, I don't know. Maybe they haven't been. Maybe they are. I don't know. Now, what if you're not a developer? What can you do? Well, let's say you get like a message from one of these, and hey, maybe you've seen your phone, like your actual phone, that they send like an SMS message to you, because this happens to me a lot. It has happened to me a lot in the last like 4 weeks. Well, you can send a message back that is like somewhat ridiculous and wait to see how they react. Usually, if it's a bot, like if your message is extremely ridiculous, they probably won't even message you back. It's probably like whoever is like filtering through these things is like, all right, this dude knows. Just don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. If you play along with them, they'll actually like have a cognitive conversation with you. But that's not what you want to do. If you don't want to waste your time, you want them to fuck off. Just basically just send the most absurd message possible that you can think of. Say something vulgar. I don't know. That's what I've done. I've said quite a few things to them, and they'll either 404 or they just won't message you back. Don't click on any links. Obviously, like the story I was telling you guys about that I think a lot of people have witnessed other people deal with. Just don't click on any links, and don't join any group chats that are like, or WhatsApp groups or whatever, that are thrown in your face that you don't know about. Okay. And I think another thing too that's kind of upsetting to me, like this is the reason this upsets me the most, is because like I know there's people out there that have like used my name, my social media, like cloned my Instagram to try to like go and scam people, and it's like it's kind of fucked. Like, not cool. And I'm a like little itty bitty channel compared to a lot of these other channels, these massive ones this happens on. I go and I can only assume, because I go in their comments and I see like every single video, I can only assume that quite a few people have gotten scammed from this kind of stuff. Okay. So it really sucks to know that people are getting taken advantage of by something so fucking stupid that these platforms, I think, be careful what I say over here, because I don't want to enrage anybody these platforms could probably do a little bit better job of like stopping that from happening, especially when it comes to like using someone else's name. I mean, my dog's Instagram got banned, guys, because when it asked me how old I was, I put the age 2 because I mean, I already knew that was going to happen. I was just being dumb, but they could just ban the dog's Instagram because he's not old enough to use Instagram, even though it's me. And by the way, I sent an appeal explaining in plain English what the situation was. Of course, Light's Instagram did not get unbanned, but they can do that, but they can't ban bots for whatever reason, you know? Can the devs do something, please? I don't know, Cody. I don't think so. I don't think so. They're always mad because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Water boy. The bots could use some gators in their life, dude. We should just throw the bots to the pit of gators is what we should do. A bug in Discord AI was allowing the bots to steal session tokens. Oh, boy. Eli says, got a message from an old friend from high school trying to get me into Bitcoin on Instagram. I messaged him by text, and he told me he had gotten hacked weeks ago. For a minute, I thought it was him too. You see right there? Be careful, guys. You got to be careful, guys. Show Bob. Hit him with the Mexican Sam. That would be ridiculous enough. They would probably 404 if we did that. Domino's Pizza, may I take your order? Alex in the house. What up, dude? Good to see you. Yeah, one of those old drip chats got a little out of hand. Fortunate enough that the new one, it's a little bit less crowded in there, a little bit nicer. Next time, use dog ears. I should have. He would have been 14. It would have been perfectly fine. It would have been perfectly fine. Well, I hope you guys aren't out looking for bots now and focusing on it way too much. Because in all honesty, like maybe it is just me. Maybe it's just me and I live in an echo chamber and maybe I'm just seeing the excess bots. Maybe they just are suddenly texting my phone number more now than ever before, which they texting my phone number, I think through like literal SMS is a little like, that's like too intrusive and bothersome. But hey, maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys aren't having that same problem. And maybe it's just me and then like a couple other people that I've talked about doing some research on the internet. Looks like that's not the case. Either way, something's got to get done about it. And I know that if the shoe is in their foot, I would be trying to spend time like putting an end to this. And I don't know, I really don't know how people haven't complained enough to where somebody has done something. However, again, for the third time, I'm going to say this in the stream, it's not been a problem removing other accounts of real people who are just saying things that either shouldn't be said or people disagree with or people don't want them to be saying on their platforms. Okay. So take that for what it's worth, guys. At the very least, maybe you guys are empowered now with something to do to fight these terrible, ugly bots. Well, you guys know the drill. The same as always, learn to code. Learn to change your entire self-custody, your crypto. Link in the description box below for all the above. And I am out. I bid you adieu.